You're watching this, aren't you? Of course we are. He kissed her again, running his hands up her neck, over her necklace, through her hair. It sent shivers up her spine as it always had. How could she even entertain the thought of another man with Eric here? A sickening guilt overcame her, and she wanted to forgive everything, wanted him to make love to her like he had in Colombia. When the lights went out and the dangers of the world were just another adventure they were on together, they joined friends at the museum bar. The soiree, a fundraiser for education in underserved communities, was well attended, and a buzz filled the room, making it feel like the place to be. Wannabe famous people, maybe famous people, and even a few bona fide celebrities had turned out, most of them rich, spoiled men and women looking to top each other in generosity just as they topped each other on where they vacationed and how big their houses were. Sarah had regretted coming as soon as they'd arrived. Her friend Laura, who'd extended the invitation to her, was nowhere to be seen, and the music was over loud, reducing conversation to shouted pleasantries. Sarah and Eric made their way to the bar where she ordered a red wine while he glanced around the room. Eric was distracted, impatient. A few times she reached for his hand, but he moved away too quickly, called to conversations elsewhere. Soon she felt alone, forgotten in the midst of small talk with people she barely knew. Then she saw the woman standing at the other end of the bar, Juliet. She was perfect, the height of youthful splendor. She wasn't as tall as Sarah, but that didn't matter. Juliet's firm, unwrinkled skin, shiny ebony hair, perky breasts, and elegant neck were everything Sarah's own body wasn't. Sipping her drink, her long, dark hair cascading gracefully over her shoulders, the young woman looked as though she could have anything she wanted simply by commanding it. It couldn't be a coincidence. Eric must have told Juliet they would be there. Sarah felt the blood rush to her face. Before she could stop herself, she approached Juliet as if on a mission. Sarah could smell the lilac aroma of her perfume, and it was nauseating. Juliet turned with a surprised face. "Hi, Mrs. Rock." Sarah glanced at the group she was with, and they were all looking at her. "I didn't realize you would be here," Sarah said. "My friend volunteers for the committee, and she invited some of us," Juliet explained. Sarah nodded, even though inside she knew Juliet was lying. Before anyone could see how upset she was, she escaped toward the back of the bar and ducked into the ladies' room, rushing past to women at the sink to lock herself in a stall. She breathed in and out, slowly, just as Dr. Robin had instructed her to do, counting silently to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Darkness lapped at the corners of her mind, coming closer. The room felt as though it was getting smaller, warmer. A strange heat burned in her chest and spread up through her neck. She touched her cheeks, felt the skin there growing eerie with every moment. The other women's voices sounded incoherent and far away. It seemed they would never leave. Once they were gone, she emerged and rinsed her face with cold water, forcing herself to keep breathing deeply. Slowly the fire within her cooled and her heartbeat slowed down. Looking up, she saw herself in the mirror, wide-eyed and panicked. Over her shoulder, she saw a figure stir in the shadows behind her. She jumped and turned around. No one was there. She could have sworn it was a person, though no one she knew, a figure like one from her dream, uncoiling itself from the darkness like a snake. Slowly she turned back to look in the mirror again. She was alone. How dare Eric make her feel this way? Wasn't he going to let the two of them make a fool of her for another minute? She rushed out of the restroom to find him.